So your boy Tenha has just uploaded a video called Wuthering Waves has a problem. And oh boy, this certainly has some dislikes and a pretty interesting amount of likes. As a fellow mint picker, this does get me curious. Let's see what he has to say.
This is day 2 of me playing this game, and we know what to do. We spent all the time exploring the game. You know what would be really good? I want them to add like a see-through minimap that we can kind of place on the game screen, just kind of like Diablo 2.
Diablo 2? Where the fuck did that come from? Can you pick mint in Diablo 2?
It was pretty handy, not gonna lie. Like, you don't need to go back and forth between maps and be like, are we going to the right direction?
Hey, I get that you might have played Diablo 2 before playing this game, but like, why don't you say the same shit about Genshin, bro? Genshin doesn't have that.
You thought this was Genshin Impact? Well, the font that they have used for this game reminds me of Tower of Fantasy. So it feels like I'm playing Genshin Impact in Tower of Fantasy world.
Oh no, boys, not the Genshin killer again. I have seen some idiots online be like, the UI looks like a mobile game, it's so bad. And I'm like, bro, it's supposed to be a mobile game anyways. It's fine to complain about its art style though, it doesn't look that pleasing to the eye for sure. At least comparing it to Genshin. It does get the job done though.
If there's one thing I'm a little worried about, is that the reason why everyone loved playing Genshin Impact was because a lot of the things that you see in that game is very simple and straightforward, right? So there's E, there's Q, and that's it, right? This game has a lot more than just that. Yes, Genshin Impact has, like, you know, the elemental reactions and all that stuff. So they were able to somewhat kind of put all the complexity into the combat system like that.
You know, the combat was nice, genuinely fun and exciting, until Hyper Bloom ruined the game. I love seeing random green little orbs kill all the enemies on the screen.
But in this game, we have the T's, we have the EQR, and Q is from the echoes. You know, it basically adds like a whole new functions to your character, right? And imagine having one extra buttons to press on your phone, and that's gonna suck.
Ha! It's gonna suck for mobile players, bro. Honestly, playing Genshin on your phone is genuinely torture. Like, it sucks when you have no other option but you need to play, you actually want to play. But unless you're very used to it, combat feels like trash. I definitely don't recommend playing Wuthering Waves on your phone unless you have literally no option. Because if you've seen the bosses, yeah, you can't just apply as Zhongli's shield and get away with everything. But then again, it's probably fine if you're just exploring the open world, right? Don't meddle with the bosses and you're fine.
Okay. This thing hurts my eyes, dude. Imagine playing this game in a dark room on your phone.
On one side, you have people saying the game looks too dark, that it's too gloomy, that it isn't as bright as their Genshin. On the other, you have Tenha. Why don't you forward these complaints to Genshin as well? Is the contract really that restricting? It definitely is.
Is this like a one-time thing or what? I thought it was a farmable domain. I think it's a one-time thing. Hello, Jason. Do I go through this hole? 3, 2, 1, what? What? I didn't read! Start what? Yo! What is this mode? Huh? Ayo, this is the Genshin minigame mode, right?
Which one, bro? There are like 1,000 at this point. You're just reaching, man. Are you still trying to say Wuthering Waves isn't original?
I like this game mode. We can also attack. It works the same way, but it's just 2D. Wow. What? Oh, T. And it's not hard at all.
Just like your comfort game, isn't that right?
Whoa. Wow! Dude! Genshin, copy this!
Why the backpedaling, man? You were just saying this was a Genshin minigame.
Copy this! Will there be co-op in Wuthering Waves? There should be, because they basically have the same Genshin Impact system, right? To be honest, Genshin Impact co-op system is kinda shitty. Yeah.
Literal trash, like genuinely. Who gives a fuck about Genshin's co-op system? You can't do jack. Y'all can roast me in the comments for this, but I actually thought Genshin was a co-op game at the start. I just saw an in-game screenshot and was convinced it was co-op. So you know how the characters are numbered from 1 to 4, right? And they have different health bars. Like, isn't that a very co-op-like feature? Ain't no way you think that is single player. Like, that is so weird. Now it's normal because we all played it, but like, think back then, if you didn't know anything about the game. Some crazy ass people have fun going in worlds together with 4 of the same character, but I never got how that was even remotely fun.
You can hang out with people and stuff, right? But we never had raids. So if this game wants to go to that, oh hey, we want to make this game to be a little more complex for those people who likes battles, I want them to implement something like raid system. So that hanging out with friends, beating all those difficult bosses together would be somewhat meaningful, right? It's something that we have all been thirsty for.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense, especially after picking Mint for 3 fucking years. But to be honest, maybe raids would be too ambitious of an idea for them. Like, it depends on how they would actually implement such a feature. Like, it's definitely possible. I mean, it could be pretty fun. Then, before wishing for a character, he says this.
Please, not that cat ear person.
And there's your cue to cancel Tenha. He's anti-furry, guys. Good enough reason to cancel someone. And he's lucky he got the waifu and not the furry, because if he had gotten the furry, he would have complained and he would have got cancelled on Twitter.
From your point of view, what are the pros and cons so far? Pros, it's a Genshin copy. Cons, it's a Genshin copy.
Huh?
So, because they have literally just copy-pasted what we had in Genshin so far, they're gonna have to prove that there's something more than Genshin Impact in this game.
I mean, there's a lot more in the game, like what? Bro, what about the combat? What about this crazy ass combat? What about the crazy ass ecosystem? Better than the artifact trash system stat stick stuff we have in Genshin, which serve no purpose but to waste your time. What are you talking about, my man?
Like, the character modeling is awesome. I feel like they can probably improve their face a little bit because they look alike. They look too much alike. I didn't really think of it that way in Genshin Impact.
Holy shit, he's right, guys. When you literally compare it like that, wow. You don't notice it if you don't compare it though, which is really funny. That wasn't satire, that was genuine, guys.
But they look like the same character with different hairstyles. Another thing, this game lacks hit satisfaction, and those probably can be improved because I see it existing here and there. It feels too plain. If I use the lat hit of my main character, then the screen kinda shakes with a little zoom in. Besides that, we don't really see or can feel the hit satisfaction. When you use Claymore characters in Genshin Impact, we can definitely feel that.
True, but when it's like a Claymore character, that hit has to be felt, otherwise it would be really weird. I don't think Genshin is that much better in this regard. I haven't seen anyone complain about this online, at least. It's probably fine.
I never thought I would complain about the music like this, but the music in this game is too subtle, so it's really hard for me to notice the difference. You know, like, there are some catchy songs. When you hear it a couple of times, you should be able to memorize. Genshin Impact was like that.
I mean, that's kind of to be expected from like a post-apocalyptic type of setting. Like, it's not gonna be cheery, you know? But like, music is a lot more subjective. So it's definitely normal that people get used to different stuff at different paces. I mean, I hope that makes sense. Maybe I'm just yapping, guys, I don't know.
The reason why we love Genshin Impact is because they pay attention to every little details besides the quality of life stuff.
Hey, my man knows what's up. One of us. Unlike that other irrelevant mint picker.
For example, down winery background music. We know that, right? The songs that we hear as soon as we enter Leeway, we remember that. In this game, I don't know. It's just my take. I'm not an artist. You know, I'm not a game designer, so I'm just sharing my thoughts. I am looking forward to this game's release, and I can guarantee you that this game will make you feel very, very entertained for a while.
I think we can all agree to that. Like, there's a lot. There's so much to take in. The combat, the ecosystem, the brand new open world. Y'all love open world, right?
Some people are saying this game will release as is right now, and if that's the case, this game will go down.
That's really hard to say. I don't know, bro. They could release it early and supply it with a lot of updates, but like, I'm not a game designer either, so I'd just be talking out of my ass. And so are you.
Kuro Games, you should not rush this game. Please be a good Genshin competitor.
And honestly, everyone should hope for that, because if Genshin continues to have no competition, you'll be stuck with those 3 wishes every lantern rite. But all in all, good video, Tenha. You made a good bit of points, a lot of which do come down to personal opinion though. Tower of Fantasy, however, was objectively trash. Unlike Tower of Fantasy, this game genuinely doesn't look bad. I just think the title is probably why you got all those dislikes, especially because your video wasn't about a big problem, it was more so about your nitpicks. You might want to change that before it's too late. It probably already is. Only quality content here, folks. Subscribe please.